Hello, I'm Rick Starr. A young American woman aids a refugee camp as people flee from political and religious persecution. Millions of Syrian refugees have fled from Iraq and Syria due to a war caused by the ISIS group. Turkey, Jordan, Iraq, Egypt, and Lebanon have been a place of sanctuary in this time of crisis. A young lady with a team of Americans recently came to the aid of the children who have been impacted by the exodus from Syria. You recently traveled to Beirut, Lebanon. What was your purpose for going?
Well, we went as a big team, and I was on the youth team, so we went to go play with kids and give them attention. And we also taught English classes at a community center that they have over there for Syrian refugees.
Would you please describe the area where you helped?
Yeah, we were in a refugee camp, and so the tents were made of wood, and they had a plastic tarp on them. It was rainy, so there were puddles on the ground. It was like poverty-like, so kind of like the slum area of Lebanon.
And what are the refugees escaping from?
ISIS is taking place in Syria, and so for Syrian families, they want to come to Lebanon so that their families aren't torn apart by ISIS.
And what were your responsibilities while you were there?
I was in charge of teaching an English class and also being with the 10 to 12-year-old girls, so making crafts for them and playing games with them.
And how did you communicate with the refugees?
Arabic and also English. A lot of them in Lebanon know English, but it's also good to know a little bit of Arabic, so I know a little bit.
Were there any safety or cultural concerns while you were there?
Yeah. I was not allowed to talk to older men or look at older men in the eye because the culture over there, that's disrespectful for a lady to do that. And just the fact that I was a young girl going to Lebanon was a big factor in having a lot of people surrounding me. So, yeah.
Were there any kind of special clothing restraints?
Yes, I could not wear tight jeans, anything tight on my lower body, so mostly jeans that were loose-fitting, and I always had to have a shirt up to here and sleeves that went down to my elbows at least. Yeah, and I always had to wear a scarf.
How did the clothes impact you in the weather?
So some of the times it was cold, it was rainy, so it was good for me to have clothes on that covered everything, but at times it did get hot, and so, you know, you'd want to take off the scarf, but I wasn't able to, so you just kind of had to deal with it.
And what was the most memorable part of your trip?
The most memorable, I think, was being in the community center, and we were playing with little kids, and the little girl that was there, I had seen her the first day and the last day that we went, and she's also a Syrian refugee, and so she doesn't have a lot, but that day she came with rubber band jewelry, and so when she saw me, she gave me all of her jewelry, which is a big part because they don't have that over there, and so for them to give up something of theirs, and this sounds bad, but they're a selfish culture. And so for her to give me that was like a sign of love and acceptance. So that was a really big part for me, and especially in my heart, like I'm always going to have that. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like our viewers to know?
Yeah, just that Lebanon and the Syrian refugees are a really needy area. There are some here in our backyard that we could go help and bless, and I just think that would be a really good thing for us to show them love and acceptance, especially since they're not accepted in certain areas of the world, so yeah.
As Syrians leave their home, many thousands of children are severely affected by the turmoil. As the war ravages their country, the refugee families are struggling to have just the basic needs to sustain their lives. There are many ways to contribute to the aid of the Syrian refugees. WorldVision.org is one way to connect you to helping. I'm Rick Starr. May the good news be in your heart.